Right, gentlemen, I'm creating a new component for event handling. Okay, look at the first change I brought. See, now I'm extracting that component from React. You all remember object destructuring? Yesterday we saw that, right? Yeah. So now React and component. Here I'm not telling React.component, I'm just telling component here. And let me build what is necessary for me here. The simple component. Is that clear? First thing, see. So far I was telling React.component, React.component. Now I extract that component and I'm just telling component here. Is that clear? Okay, wonderful from you all. So this is absolutely fine. Now I'll have a constructor which is going to digest all the properties which comes in, right? Super and use props. यहाँ पे I'll have one state. State is equal to, I told you generally we call it as data. The data is India is great. Right, gentlemen? Huh. Okay, guys. Okay, this is a state. So I just come here. Hello. I want to use a paragraph. Help karo ji. I want to use that state. So paragraph, I'll tell style is equal to, let's use the style as usual. Color is some color. Right? Or we'll put the heading. Heading. Okay, so that's all I want. Now I want to use this color. I'm sorry, I want to use that data. So how do you use this dot? State dot data. Is that fine? So that's your wrap which we are exporting, and it is from here. So I go to index. Index I have saved already. No, let us save this. Now help me, gentlemen. I'll go to index.js. So help me, I'll remove all these. So the app, whatever I'm getting is from event handling. Right? So that's your app, event handling. So these are things which are not required for me as of now. I'm just removing it. Right? And go and see here. So India is great is actually shown there. Is that fine? Yeah, wonderful. Now let us get back into the event handling component. See what I'm doing. Inside the div element, I'll try to bring a button now. Button. Where I'm telling change info. I have a button, I'm telling change the info. That's all. So there will be a button rendered. There will be a button rendered called change info. So there. So inside the div element, there is a button. Excuse me. Where we are telling change info. Right? So when I click on this, I want to change this info. Remember, it's a component which is maintaining a state. Just think it's a class with a member, right? It's an object. Class with a member, we're creating an object. When I change that object state, so object state data has to be changed. When I change the data, it will automatically reflect. There is a one-way binding there already available. So now I go here. I want to change the state. To change the state, what I'll do is, to change the state, I'll write another function here. Could you see? I'm writing another function. What is that function? I'm simply writing a function called fun. That's how you write functions in JavaScript classes, guys. Render is one, fun is okay, my own function, which I want to fire when something gets clicked. So I'm telling this dot set state is the first API you're learning. So this is the first API, set state. Getting it right? So you saw the usage of state, you saw the usage of props. I told you hardly you have around 15 to 20 APIs to learn. The first one you're learning is set state, to set the state. So what is the state you're setting? Data you're setting. So data we are setting. So India will win World Cup. Right? India will World Cup. But this function, the function whatever I wrote is a normal function. It does not get bound with the object. This pointers has to be associated, right? Every member function, this pointer, it does not happen automatically in JavaScripts. In Java, in C#, in C++, the binding of this happens implicitly. But whereas when you come to JavaScripts, did you all learn this or not? This dot fun is equal to, I have to tell this dot fun dot bind. This you have to do it explicitly. In the constructor, you will be doing it explicitly. You all learned classes in JavaScript, right? Yesterday you told yes. Okay, so ye to learn kare hoge aap. Right. So this you have to bind explicitly, or you have to write a fat arrow. Okay, arrow function. I'll show that in the next example where this gets bound implicitly. Now this function I want to call for the button click. So button click mein dekho yahan pe I'm telling on click. Could you see? On click is an event, inbuilt event there. On click. On click क्या करना है आपको? On click, I'm telling I want to wire up this dot fun. Otherwise that fun won't be available, guys. This has to be wired up there, bind this. Otherwise you'll get a beautiful exception there. Right? Okay, so I should not call the function, I'm just wiring up. Okay, when I click the button, callback will happen. The creator of the button is doing a callback. We are just registering our method there. So that is absolutely fine. Let's go here and see. When you click, it has to change. Okay, when I change the state, that got reflected there. So when I click on this, a function is called. But the real time what you'll do, you'll pass an ID, get the employee from the database, set that as state, that will be shown in the table. I hope you're getting it. State samjho first. Is that clear? So state, when you set the state, okay, yesterday I told you there is a virtual DOM and there is a real DOM. Any changes you do, it will be happening to virtual DOM, and there is a diff algorithm executed periodically, and when there are differences seen, DOM is getting updated. Right? That one I told you. And I told you there is a one-way binding working always. Right? So one-way binding. Okay, so now you can see there is a function fun which is actually wired up with this. This looks neat now. Hello? Okay. थोड़ा आगे चलो इसके. What I'll do is I'll use your nested component जहाँ पे message था, centuries था, सब कुछ था, right? When I click on that, those state will change and the properties will get different. The components will get different properties and the values has to change. Shall I do that, or shall I do that after coffee? First इसको stop कर